Hi to everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Dr. Achay. I am happy to share my lecture. This course name is Cloud Computing and the topics are Introduction, Cloud Computing Architecture, Cloud Computing Services and Cloud Deployment Models. Coming to introduction part, what is meant by cloud computing? We are going to get the data from the cloud or internet, which is not storing the local servers. We are storing the cloud database. So it's known as cloud computing. So coming to definition of it, it is used as a remote servers on the internet, which stores, manages, and process data rather than local servers. So we are going to store, we are going to process, we are going to manage data from the cloud. So rather than the local servers. So it is the delivery of on-demand computing services over the internet on a pay-go basis. So we are going to pay some amount. We are using the services from the internet. So we are going to pay. We are going to use the services. So one more definition is that the technology that uses remote servers on the internet to store, manage, and access data online rather than local servers. So it is similar to the first definition. So with cloud computing, what we can do? So we can able to develop new applications and services can be accessed from the cloud. We can store some data, we can get backup and we can recover the data very easily from the cloud. We can host the blogs and websites in the cloud. We can delivery on software on demand. We can analyze the data. We can stream the videos and audios from the cloud computing. Coming to different characteristics of cloud computing. There are different characteristics of cloud computing. So coming to that, first one is on-demand self-service. So user can provision computing resources like servers and storage automatically without requiring human intervention from the service provider. The service provider need not to have every time to give access to the user. The user itself can able to use the servers or storage devices automatically without the use of any service providers. Second one is broad network access. So all the capabilities from the network can be accessed through standard mechanisms by any device. So we can use laptop, we can use tablets, we can use mobile phones. So even by using any devices, we can able to access from the net sources. So next one is resource pooling. The provided computing resources are pooled to serve multiple customers using multi-tenant models. So we are using one tenant model or we are using multi-tenant models. By using that, the resources are to be pooled dynamically by the use according to the tenants. So what is the multi-tenant? We can see in coming lectures. Coming to next one, rapid elasticity or scalability. Coming to this scalability, the resources are automatically increases or decreases or up and down depending upon the traffic spikes. When we have heavy demand, we can increase the resources. When we have low demand, we can decrease the resources. Depending on that, we are going to uh, increase or decrease the resources. It's called as scalability. So next one is measured service or pay as you go model. So the all the resources whatever you are using is to be monitored, controlled, and reported. So everything is done by the cloud systems. So whatever thing you are going to use, you have to pay for that. We don't need to pay excess or we need to pay less amount. So everything is monitored. So it's known as pay as you go model. These are the few characteristics of cloud computing. Coming to next topic, cloud computing architecture. Coming to the cloud computing architecture, so we have different parts or we have different components are to be interlinked with each other to form the perfect architecture for getting the cloud computing data output. So if we see that there is a front end, we have client infrastructure, there is a back end, we have all the components like application, service, run, running time cloud, storage, infrastructure. So both the front end and back end is interlinked by the internet. All the back end sources having some management, having some security to protect the services part. Now we see the parts one by one. So if we see that front end, the front end is used by the client, as I told. So it contains client-side interface and applications that are required to access the cloud computing platforms. So for example, Firefox, Chrome, Internet Explorers, etc. that are carried in the front end. Coming to backend. Coming to backend. The backend is used by the service provider. It manages all the resources that are required to provide cloud computing services. Coming to front end, there is a client infrastructure. So client infrastructure is a front end component. It provides GUI to interact with the cloud. GUI, graphical user interface. So it's just a user interface which is interact with the cloud. Next is application. The application may be any software or platform that a client wants to access. So whatever the thing that the client wants to access is called as an application. Coming to service, the cloud service manages that which type of service you access according to the cloud client requirements. So what the service you have to want that requires by the client is to be managed is called service. Normally these services are software as a service, platform as a service, and infrastructure as a service. Coming to software as a service, these service provide customer with a subscription or use of software. Example, Gmail, WhatsApp, etc. comes to software as a service. Coming to platform as a service, the service is used in software development, testing, and maintenance. Like Heroku, this is a one cloud-based platform. Heroku, one cloud-based platform which allows developer to build, deploy, run, and manage applications and Windows, Azure, etc. Coming to infrastructure as a service, this service offers rental of servers, OS, virtual machines, storage, etc. like AWS. Coming to next one, runtime cloud. So it's a runtime cloud provides the execution and runtime environment to the virtual machines. So we will see that virtual machine topic in next class. Coming to next one is storage. Storage is one of the most important component of cloud computing. It provides a huge amount of storage capacity in the cloud to store and manage the data. Coming to next one, the infrastructure. It includes hardware, software components such as servers, storage network, devices, storage network devices, virtualization softwares, etc. All comes to category of infrastructure. So there is a management component which used to manage all the components. There is security. It provides security to the backend. And there is one internet. There is one internet is a medium through which front end and backend can interact and communicate with each other. This is, this is called cloud computing architecture. So if you see that the front end use interaction enhancement and there is a back end. So all the components are to be provided in back end. Just I read out the things. The user interface of cloud computing consists of two sections of clients. So there will be two sections of clients. One is thin clients and another one is fat clients. So the thin clients, what he's do, he used to web browsers facilitates portably and lightweight accessibilities. So just browse the data and light some accessibilities. Yeah, is just you don't go with the accessibilities. What up is the flat client. So he has to use many functionalities and you should have offering a strong user experience for the flat fat clients. So if you see that backend, the core of cloud computing is made at the backend platforms with several servers for storage and processing computing. Management of applications logic is managed through servers and effective data handling is provided by the storage. The combination of these platforms in the backend offers the processing power and capacity to manage and store data behind the cloud. So these are some clarification regarding the front end and back end. Coming to next topic, cloud service models. See, it's a cloud service model has some hierarchy. It has in layer 1, it is the layer 1, it is the layer 2, it is the layer 3. So it has some layers. So one is infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, software as a service. So one is in the infrastructure or network architects is taking care of that infrastructure as a service. It is server storage network. Second one is the application developers are using this platform as a service. OS application stack, server storage networks are to be taken care here. Next one is the end users, software as a service. Package storage softwares, OS application stack, server storage networks are to be taken care of this software as a service model. Now we will see one by one. The first one is software as a service. Software as a service is a cloud computing model in which software applications are delivered over the internet and accessed through a web browser, eliminating the need of local installation, maintenance, and updates. The service providers manage the application infrastructure and security while using pay on usage or subscription basis. So instead of installing in local installations, we go with the cloud. So that is taken care of by the software as a service. All accessible through a web browser. Everything is to be accessed by the web browser. So we have to pay according to the price what they are going to charge. Can be accessed at any time, at anywhere. Also known as web-based or demand software. So example is Google Docs. Example is Google Docs. So it's one of the SAS application where user can create, edit documents online without installation. Everything is taken care by the Google itself. So we'll see the advantages. It's a cost effective. So pay only the services what you are going to use. Quick deployment, no installations or configuration required. High accessibility. Data can be accessed from any device with internet. Automatic updates. Updates are handled by the provider. Scalable. Resources and features can be adjusted on demand. There are few disadvantages also. Limited customization. So compared to installed local server software, in cloud-based software has less flexibility. Internet dependency requires a stable internet connection for this. Security risk. We don't have that much security for the cloud service based. Reduce data control. Data is managed by the service provider. So examples of this are Salesforce, Microsoft Office, Google Workspace, Dropbox, BigCommons, Zoho, Slack, etc. These are the comes to category of this. SaaS, software as a service. Coming to platform as a service. It's a cloud computing model that provides developers with a ready to use platform for building, testing, deploying, and managing applications without worrying about underlying hardware, operating systems, or infrastructure. The service provider manages servers, storage, and runtime environments, allowing developers to focus on application logic. So, as we have discussed before, so we are the developers are taking care of this platform. Access to the web browser. Backend infrastructure is managed by the provider. Developer control the application and its behavior. So PaaS is like renting a fully equipped venue for the event. Basic setup is already done, so you can concentrate on organizing the event. Similarly, developers focus on coding while the provider handles backend infrastructure. So we have already done everything, just we are using that application for the developers for running their codes. That's it. So it has some advantages and disadvantages. Coming to advantages, simple and convenient. No infrastructure management required. It's a cost effective, pay only for the resources used. Fully life cycle support. Helps in building, testing, deploying, and updating applications. Higher efficiency. Reduce deployment, complexity, and time. Coming to disadvantages, limited infrastructure control. They have some restrictions on this. Provide dependency, limited flexibility. So the popular used are AWS, Elastic, Beanstalk, Google App Engine, Azure App Service, Salesforce Platform, Cloudbees, IBM Cloud, etc. Coming to infrastructure as a service is a cloud computing model in which visualized computing resources such as servers, storage, and network are provided over the internet on a rental basis. The cloud provider manages the physical infrastructure while user control the operating system application data. Provides virtual machines, storage and network, pay as you use pay pricing model. User has full control on OS and applications. The IaaS is a renting a server instead of purchasing or buying it. You use the provider's hardware and network, but you decide the software or website running on it. These are some advantages. Cloud cost effective, flexible hosting, reduced maintenance, and scalable. Coming to disadvantages like security responsibility, limited infrastructure control, and regional limitations. Coming to providers are Amazon Web Services, Microsoft Azure Cloud, Google Cloud, IBM Cloud, Rackspace, VMware, etc. These are all the cloud computing services what we are going to provide. Coming to next topic, cloud deployment models. These cloud deployment models are classified mainly into three categories. One is public cloud, private cloud, and community cloud. So, coming to public cloud, owned and managed by third-party cloud service provider, by third-party service provider. Access is available to the general public over the internet. Coming to private cloud, used extensively by single organization, can be hosted on premises or externally in the private system. Coming to community cloud, so community of public and private clouds can be used in the organization. So in community cloud, shared among organizations with the common requirements. So hybrid, it is a combination of both public and private. So if you see one by one clearly, we can see these diagrams. So if you see that, so enterprise, here is enterprise P and enterprise Q. Two enterprises are connected with the service provider. So when the third party is also using the user is also using the same service provider from it. It is to be public based. We're coming to private cloud. So it is to be classified in on-premises private cloud, external hosted private cloud, on-premises private cloud. So both the enterprise and cloud are to be placed at one place. It is in one organization. Is to be on-premises service, on-premises private cloud, where it to be external hosted. So the cloud provider is dedicatedly worked for the enterprise, but it is placed at external way. Is known as externally hosted private cloud. The cloud provider is exclusively work for this enterprise only. Coming to hybrid cloud, it's a combination of both. One is private and one is public. Both combination is to be happen in this hybrid cloud. Next is community cloud. For certain communities, for certain ways, we are having this type of community cloud. For complete community that related to data, related applications, related to everything is to be taken care of this cloud service provider. It is known as community cloud. Examples are government and education institutions, like they are going to taking care of one community, one service provider. It is known as community cloud. Okay, okay. Let's stop the topic at here. We'll continue in the next class. If you are learning something which is useful, please share, subscribe my channel for further videos. Thank you very much. Bye.